Celebrations not going quite to plan on that particular day. Chiefs did manage to win home and away when these sides met in what was Sekhukhune United's debut season in the top flight, and then Babina Noko went on to return the favour against them last term. So we're almost ready to get up and running. There's been a lot of discussion over the past few days when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, and perhaps propelled by a perceived sense of injustice after this weekend's heartache, the Glamour Boys bid to bounce back against a very tough opponent. Babina Noko's own lofty ambitions require them to be at their best on nights like this. So breathing in that coastal air is something that Teko Modise always enjoys. And for Kaizer Chiefs, yeah, we've seen a little bit of tinkering here. There were questions, I guess, over whether Mthethwa would be thrust straight into the lineup. That's not the case. He's gone with his preferred trio this evening.
But I also guess as well, just to give Mthethwa a little bit of time as well to adjust to the new environment within the team as well. But we know his quality in that midfield. But yet again, we've seen a little bit of consistency that midfield, Matlo, Mat, and Castillo. So there's a little bit of understanding within them. So you don't want to tinker much into that, especially knowing that how crucial those positions are for Kaizer Chiefs. Something
that Malifa Nteki alluded to, obviously, the understanding between the players. Yusuf Mat, mugged from behind. He is one of 3 members of the squad that have now started every single Premiership game. That's along with Edson Castillo and Titi Titlokwe. And up until their previous match, that category also included Givenim Simango, but Jabula Ngobo is the man that is preferred to him today. Making his first start in any competition this season is Ngobo, who's come off the bench a couple of times in the MTN 8 and just once in the league in the game that they won handsomely against Amazulu.
And also maybe what suggests that as well is you want to have fluidity from playing from the back. You can see the Chiefs trying to play from the back, trying to have a little bit of confidence starting from the back. And at times there's that miscommunication between Peterson, Ditloko, and Simango. Maybe that's what maybe suggested Ngobo to be on the team, because we know how comfortable he is on the ball.
Well, tonight, Ngobo playing against the coach who coached him to the Defender of the Season accolade back in the 2020-2021 campaign, which was Solo's return to the top flight after many years in the wilderness. There's Frosler. His ball forward was cut out, but Kaizer Chiefs win it back. Castillo spotting some space. Yusuf Mart, Dove. Frosler. Out wide to Ashley Dupree, who this season, depending on who he's played alongside in the front three, has taken up a variety of positions. Well, one back, that's nicely done. Yes, Matlo opts to turn it over to Castillo. Kaizer Chiefs fighting hard to win it once again. Might break here for Dupree, bends it towards goal. In the end, it's straight at Badra Sangare. I think a defender may have helped to intervene there.
And I wanted to say earlier on, when you spoke about Dupree playing different positions depending on who he partners up front, he's forever dangerous irrespective of which position he plays. You look at now the opportunity that he got out wide from the right hand side. Of course, Kaizer Chiefs doing very well to steal the ball back. Yet again, they're trying to play in between there, but Cardoso could have cleared the line a little bit earlier. But look at Dupree hitting the target there, Sangari there, making sure that he keeps the team in play.
Reeve Frosler flinging up an arm. I guess it went unnoticed on Spesislian Kize. Came through the development ranks at Mamelodi Sundowns and was with Ajax Cape Town when they were battling with Brandon Trutter's Swallows for the First Division title back in 2019-20. Here's Christian Saile. Oh, that's a heavy touch. And The momentum just evaporates slightly, but Kaizer Chiefs still with the ball. They made a bright start. And I was going to say, before conjuring that chance for Ashley de Prier moments ago, how many times did they win the ball back from sekhukhune in succession? They are really fighting hard for it here.
I mean, we saw the glimpses of that as well against Mamelodi Sundowns, something they considered very early into the game. They had this counter-pressing, they won so many balls back, and that's a positive sign, especially playing with the speedy players up front. You want to create chances from forcing defenders to make mistakes.
Treso Yamba goes down, the man who won the title in Zambia with the Red Arrows back in 2022. Hails from the DRC. Just a little bit too much pressure on him here from his countrymen. And that being Christian Saile. By the way, Treso Yamba scoring his first goal for Sekhukhune United 2 games back. That was against St. Eloi Lupopo. 3-1 victory at home, courtesy of goals from Ohizu, Weber and Yamba. That's their next match. They will be going to Kinshasa this coming weekend, will Sekhukhune United. Second leg of the second preliminary stage in the CAF Confederation Cup to try and get into the group stages, where another Limpopo club, Marumo Gallants, did very well last season, and they have Mabocha on their books now, who was part of that Gallants team, who went deep into the competition.
And those are the challenges that you face playing continental football, the depth within the team, the traveling as well, the amount of games that you need to play as a footballer, and from the coaches as well. I think from Sekhukune's point of view, this is a team also that played in the final just towards the end of last season, playing in the continental tournament. Now that can only help you to grow as a team, to build more, a little bit of more character, and within the depth that you have, that can actually come back and help you so much in the DSTV Prem.
Well, the Nedbank Cup final against Orlando Pirates at the end of last season was Brandon Trutter's first final, as his side gets on the front foot here. It's a rather poor ball from Weber, who's been instrumental for the team this season. Now Yusuf Mart looking for an outlet. There's Frosler battling with Kunika this season for that right back spot. Two players who provide a lot of different traits. Maklo steals in. Frosler again. He's been dispossessed. Danger here for Chiefs on the edge of the area, trying to work the space for a shot. Ends up at the feet of Ohizu. Might be cracked from range. Good, brave defending from Botswana's captain, Tititi Tlokwe. And now Pulemori's on the move. Dove on his outside. Sahile was hustling to get into the area, but it's cleared away for a throw in an advanced position by the former Chiefs man, Daniel Cardoso.
And what helps as well for Kaizer Chiefs attack when Sahile is on the pitch, because he does have that striker mentality. He tends to come in, even if when he plays wide, he tends to come inside the box and add a little bit of numbers inside there, at least whenever the cross comes in, he'll be available, and him and Dupree, you need those numbers inside the box.
Looking good from Chiefs. Matlo has it stolen away. Now with Brandon Peterson off his line, there's an audacious attempt from range, but he's done well to judge the flight of that. Over. Drilling it across fields for the Mozambican Dove, who's nudged off the ball illegally. Call made by Michael Mosemeng, who was in charge when Chiefs went down 1-0 to TS Galaxy in Mbombela. That was over a month ago. Makocho back to Daniel Cardoso. He finds Yamba. Now Mabocha. He actually played in the away game against St. Eloi Lupopo of the DRC, former Rumo Gallants last season in the group stages. club that they play against this weekend. They come from Lubumbashi, but they'll be playing in Kinshasa in the National Stadium. As that's stolen here by Castillo. Oh! Well, he went for the delicate chip. Whether his intention was to score, to try and set up Saile, that is unclear. But still, they keep the pressure on now in the clutches of Badra Sangare.
We spoke earlier, Grant, about all the opportunities that Kaizer Chiefs are creating. Their biggest Achilles this season is scoring those goals. Very clever there from Castillo to be able to steal the ball. Very risky from sekhukhune to try and play the ball out. You can see how wobbly the ball is. There you should actually clear the lines, but look at anticipation from Castillo. Winning that ball there. Yes, he does have two players, but also Katoso's positioning as well forces him to take that risk. But I think the Kaizer Chiefs could have done better.
Yeah, perhaps a little cut back to Ashley Dupree.
Yeah, they had numerical numbers inside the box. It could be 1-0 up.
Castillo has inadvertently caught the Ivorian with his knee as the goalkeeper went to claim that one. Castillo scored 3 goals last season for his former club Monagas. He's already matched that tally with the Kaizer Chiefs in the early stages of his journey with the Glamour Boys. He's quickly cemented himself as a fan favourite, and we pointed out in the league only him, Martin Ditlokwe have started every game. Sekhukhune United plucked Elias Makwana from the division below, and he has really been excellent for them this campaign. He's one of, believe it or not, 7 players in the Sekhukhune lineup that have now started every single game. That just shows the consistency of Brendan Truter as Christian Saile clocks in a low ball. It's turned behind for a corner.
We know Brendan. The ball out, ended up being dispossessed, and he was forced to make those fouls.
Well, the man fouled, Kamohelo Mokocho, was at one point, I guess, touted as a potential Chiefs signing,
Yeah.
although many are. ended up at Sekhukhune United to the surprise of many, as Brandon Peterson is able to get his gloves on that. They threatened to fly over him.
Yeah, I think from wherever they're trying to play the ball, just in between the goalkeeper and the defenders, just on that penalty spot. But you can see that he covered it very well, Peterson.
Jamie Webber, an adept set-piece taker. Brandon Peterson this season has the highest save percentage of any goalkeeper in the division, with his figure sitting at 90%. And only Ismail Watenga of Namanko Golden Arrows has made as many saves as Peterson this season. Did sit out in their previous league match against Supersport United. Tumulin Kune coming in for him, but reinstated for a trip to the capital to face Mamelodi Sundowns in the MTN 8. Frosler will have a second bite with the throw-in. Finds Ngobo. Second home match that Kaizer Chiefs are staging at the Moses Mabhida Stadium this season, after they opened their campaign here, 0-0 draw with Chippa United. 2 matches at the Moses Mabhida Stadium last season as home fixtures, as they tried to make tracks down the left-hand flank. Dove has remained up. A little too robust in his efforts to win the ball. Daniel Cardoso, who didn't pick up a single yellow card last season despite featuring in every single minute. He's already been cautioned once this campaign in the 1-1 draw with Richards Bay before the international break, though. Cleverly kept alive. Kaizer Chiefs do have a couple of men waiting. It's towards the back post. Maklo gets a boot on it, but it had already strayed out.
Okay, Chiefs still continuing with this man, Dupree, using his speed very, very well. You can see that the ball, Sekhukhune trying to shield the ball out, and he fought for it and kept it alive, and they nearly created something out of it. And I think that with the transitional play that they have, in that incident where Cardoso made a foul, you could see how he dragged Cardoso out of position. That's when now you need Saile to be the one that now takes that striker's position. You bounce the ball back, use your midfielders to engage that space that Cardoso didn't occupy.
Edmilson Dove dragged to the ground. Came on for Sekhukhune in their cup obligation over the weekend, but this is the first time he's featuring in a league match, having been injured in pre-season. Oh, terrific pace from Christian Saile, the angle really against him.
Very alive. Look at the high line there. You know, in between Cardoso and Chibaba there, but still managed to win the ball. Of course, the angle is very awkward for him to be able to do anything, but that's what you need from a striker. That's what you need from a winger, to get that confidence, to get to those positions, to run to those positions, and also as a midfielder to give those positions, to give those passes rather, to be able to encourage those runs.
Competitive opening period at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Daniel Cardoso now. And Makocho. Oh, speaking of him and the fact that he ended up here at Sekhukhune United, would have had plenty of suitors. Did deal with a fairly severe injury after leaving Brentford and going to the United States. He was with Cincinnati, but when he arrived midway through last season, he really adjusted well and he became a mainstay in the Mabhida Noko starting 11.
showing such calmness in that midfield. Like, very comfortable on the ball, changes direction of play. He's the player that gets into those holes and initiate those as counter-attack, because with all the ranges of passes, he's such an important player for sekhukhune.
Now this has gone out. Yeah, Makocho, I mean, it's not by accident that sekhukhune United went so deep into the Nedbank Cup and went to the final.
Yeah.
His arrival coincided with that terrific cup run. First ever final for Brendan Trutter, and they did take the lead in that one against Orlando Pirates, only to go on and lose at Loftus Versfeld, but it was a gallant effort from them, and they've ended up in the CAF Confederation Cup as a result. Got a bit lucky in the first preliminary round. Young Buffaloes of Eswatini didn't have the funds to stay in the competition, so they pulled out. sekhukhune getting a bye to face St. Eloy Lupopo, and they have a 2-goal advantage after the first leg. So a couple of players down. There's Mokwana and Diklokwe. Botswana international Titi Diklokwe turned 25 last Thursday, so the day after they suffered that 1-0 defeat to SuperSport United, his former club. Well, there's a groundswell of optimism as far as Kaizer Chiefs are concerned at the moment, based largely on their performance in their losing endeavour against Mamelodi Sundowns, and indeed against SuperSport United the week prior to that, where they were denied by the woodwork and they had several shots. They had almost 70% of the possession against SuperSport despite losing. And I like the signs there. Let's protect our coach. He's already had to deal with objects being thrown at him out in Bombela earlier this season, and a couple of times subsequent to that. But I think many can see that he is building something here, and they've recruited heavily. And yeah, it needs time to bring that all together.
And I also think maybe the buy-in as well is, you look at how Kaizer Chiefs as well has acquired these quality players this season. That gives a little bit of comfort, and also believe as well that the team is building to be able to compete this season, and they do have the players. All you need now is to give time the coach, because games are coming thick and fast, and for you to have a solid team, you need to have consistency. You need to have a proper team that you can actually build on. And you can see Kaizer Chiefs, the problem that they're having right now is just converting the chances that they're creating. They could be having a different story.
Already 3 of their signings have become fairly crucial to them, just in terms of how many minutes they've already got under their belts. Tlokwe and Castillo. Pulimori to a lesser degree, and he also was given some compassionate leave at the beginning of the season. We're expecting Mtetwa to play a big part. And even if you look at someone like George Matlo, he was at the club last season, but he barely featured. He only made 4 starts last term, that being Matlo, and only 2 of them were consecutive. And if you look at him now, 3rd league match in a row, 4th in a row in all competitions, so he's starting to carve out his little spot in the midfield. As we look at the pass accuracy being very similar so far, although Chiefs have had a fair few more passes than sekhukhune up to this point. Castillo winning it. The throw-in will go the way of Kaizer Chiefs. Frosler to Ngobo. Nice composed play from Marie Frosler. Ngobo's put his boot through that. It's skewed horribly into touch. defended by Mabocha. Now with Makocha. Nico Mobile. Jamie Webber almost lets it run away from him. As the Bafana International Mobile once again. Trusted soldier of Brandon Truter. Daniel Cordoso. Some mark for Kaizer Chiefs. Good ball, the outside of the foot. Actually, Dupria was looking to steal in, and Badra Sangare miscontrolled briefly, and he almost exited the box. It's conjuring memories of the Africa Cup of Nations.
I remember that incident very well. And after having such a great tournament, and then he made that big mistake.
He twisted awkwardly a couple of times in that moment. Lovely ball from George Matlow at the outside of the boot. Badri Sangare is one of the 7 that have started every single league game. Ronaldo Lina is the man on the bench for Sekhukhune United should they need to call on him. A goalkeeper who certainly possesses a lot of talent and did his best to try and prevent them from going down last season, but wasn't to be, and now finds himself on the books of Ininoku. We have a healthy pocket of support here, by the way, the Limpopo side. Back up and running, the veteran Ivorian. KZN-based Kaizer Chiefs fans love the fact that they get an opportunity to see their side in their home province as the host team. I guess they haven't had to wait for them to come and play AmaZulu here. Generating a lot of noise. Nothing to show for their efforts yet, though, Kaizer Chiefs, and at the moment they are looking to fend off this attack from Sekhukhune United. Oh, he's just let it run out. Just under a quarter hour until the interval. It's Jamie Webber. Castillo wins it from him. Now Pule Mori out wide to Ashley Dupria. Into space for Pule Mori. He's lifted it into the box. It's away by the visitors. Oh, he's Webber. Mobile. Well, if Sekhukhune United are to score this evening, they would be the first to net against Kaizer Chiefs when Chiefs are at home. Chiefs have drawn 0-0 twice at home against Chippa United and Royal AM, and they've also got a massive 3-0 win over AmaZulu as that one is clipped in behind. That's really nicely done by Ohizu, but in comes the challenge, and a telling one at that, and perhaps precisely why he's been included in the lineup for this evening. Initially, Ohizu watched it over his shoulder too well, and then he took too many touches.
I think he took too many touches. I think that first bounce there, you need to stretch your leg there at least to give yourself an opportunity. That bounce, after that bounce there it is. We're supposed to take it, but good cover defense there from Ngobo. reading it very well. I think you can see he's undecided as to which leg to use. And I think he let that, after that bounce becomes a problem because you're giving a defender enough time to actually come and recover. And that's exactly what Uhizu did.
Well, they have got a corner out of that equation. Oh, well, a wonderful cover as that one swung towards the back post. Brandon Peterson wasn't quite sure of the flight. Sekhukhune United will get another set piece. Weber almost caught Peterson out with the free kick from deep a little while ago, and he might have netted a very rare Olympico. Peterson adjusted in time. Whipped in right on top of the goalkeeper again. That one much easier for him to handle. He's definitely not going to be playing games with Uhizu. Barging him out of the way as he dispenses it downfield. Pule Modi now. Reef Frosler. Castillo. Modi getting it back from Castillo, and he hasn't been able to keep that in.
You can see Modi trying to move from different sides of the field. Normally operates on the left-hand side, comes in now on the right-hand side, is looking lively. He gets into the spaces. He wants to play 1-2 and get into the spaces and bring the ball in. But you can see Sekhukhune as well, equally to the task. They can see that if Modi gets his rhythm right, it's going to be a problem for them because we know how good Modi is.
He scored in both of Kaizer Chiefs' last 2 wins, a screamer against Stellenbosch, and before that, a brace against Amazulu, which included his first ever goal for the club. Brandon Peterson finds Yusuf Mart, drilled it towards him. Mart able to control. Edson Castillo. Pule Modi. Collected once again by Pule Modi. Dove. Chance emerging here with Yusuf Mart. Up against the side that he helped promote. Yusuf Mart having a good game so far. He's on the ball once again. This is Emilson Dove, sets up for him on his left. Now George Matlo has only ever scored 1 goal in South African football. That was in the first division. He couldn't work the space to shoot.
Those are the results of the counter-pressing rather, when you want to win the ball back after losing it. You're bound to make those fouls, but you can see Kaizer Chiefs is probing, trying to get the shots outside the box because there is time and space, but they're getting, I think that first touch is letting them down, whether it's Matlo, whether it's Saile, whether it's Dove as well, because the ball got stuck in and he's forced to take a shot because the defenders are coming in. So I think if they can find that, if you can fine-tune that, especially in and around those areas, they might get something before half time.
Kaizer Chiefs did score a lot of goals from outside the area last season, although the bulk of those came via the tremendous left boot of Keegan Dolly, who is still not available for them. Matlo toppled over by Trestle Young.
they're still probing, they're putting pressure on Sekhukhune, and they need to continue with that.
Sekhukhune United in recent times at least have been proving quite difficult to break down since that 5-0 defeat to Orlando Pirates in Orlando in the quarterfinals of the MTN 8. They have conceded just 4 in 5 games in all competitions, so it's something they had to brush up on, and they've duly done that.
And also we've spoken about it, one of the biggest strengths last season to help them to propel into the top 8 was their defensive.
Yeah. Morty worked a little bit of space, but wasn't able to get that ball in. Then he could also showing all of his experience. A man who last season was more often than not paired with Edwin Jima. Frosler. Back to the fullback. That's the beating of kaizer, but Cross can't find a teammate. There's Ditlokwe, Dove. 5 minutes to go until the interval. Stubborn Sekhukhune have really managed to keep Chiefs at bay. Only Mamelodi Sundowns actually have more points on the road than Sekhukhune United this season. Robinho have 10, Sundowns perfect to 15 from 15. Kick for the visitors.
I think in that midfield, we've spoken about how greasy the grass is. The ball doesn't move. You can see midfielders trying to control the ball, trying to put the ball still stuck within their feet. That's how Mark lost the ball, but he had to now counter press and concede a foul before Sekhukhune generate that transitional play that is so dangerous with Ohizu and Mukwana Biala up front.
Mart is the first player to the book this evening, taking down Jamie Webber, who appears to have found a bit of a goal-scoring touch this season. Just got 1 in the league for SuperSport United last campaign. He's already up to 2 for Sekhukhune, and he scored in the CAF Confederation Cup as the ball is delivered in. Mokwana taken away from him by Ngobo.
Such a skillful
He's
player.
so skillful. Webber in the wars. This time he doesn't get the call in his favour. This is looking good with Saile racing into the box, but Yamba of the 2 centre halves is the one that possesses a little more pace, and he gets there first. Well won by Matlu. Oh, now, and I was going to say, now he needs to pick the correct pass. Well, he is a showman. Ashley Dupree now. Still contorting awkwardly to try and direct a header on goal. Still with Chiefs. Dupree left that behind. Again, the pitch. Morty's done well, being the better of Mokwana. That can't force his way past Lebohang Mabocha, who's ensured that it's nothing more than a goal kick here. The former Black Leopards man, who was most recently at Marimo Gallows, before that Tukumo Tamati Bandira.
And see, Kaizer Chiefs are forcing Sekhukhune to defend in that block a little bit deeper. But yet again, I still believe that there is a problem with the pitch because he's not wide enough. The ball doesn't move a little more quicker as well from the midfield to trying to carry the ball. But one thing that I've noticed about McClough, whenever he puts the ball in between the legs of a player, he raises his hand.
Always, yeah.
He's enjoying that.
Down to the right. Turn back in field for Sekhukhune United. Good header clear. Not far enough though. Ohizu laying it off for a man who's very capable from here. Jamie Webber pulls the trigger. And despite a deflection, easy for Brandon Peterson. And there it is, just like that. Sekhukhune United catch Kaizer Chiefs napping. And they are up and running here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. 30 seconds shy of the 45-minute mark. Oh, they were given a warning sign by Jamie Webber. And moments later, it's Ohizu who scores his fourth in the Premiership this season. Kaizer Chiefs have trailed in each of their last 3 matches. Nicked away from Yusuf Mod. It was Jamie Webber who stuck a boot in. It's the pass that comes from Ohizu. It's a finish in the end from Elias Mokwana, in fact. Well, we were still reliving the Jamie Webber attempt. Sekhukhune United wasting no time, being extremely precise and using the opportunity that they were granted. And now once again they have to chase the game after Elias Mokwana nets his first of the season. A man recruited from Platinum City Rovers was Mokwana. His 2 goals for Sekhukhune United in the league have both come against the Soweto Giants, scored in the 2-0 victory over Orlando Pirates about a year ago, and now has netted against Kaizer Chiefs. Well, it looked as though we were going to head into the break level at 0-0. Sekhukhune United had other ideas. Elias Mokwana with his first goal of the season. Brilliant contribution from the 24-year-old has put the visitors ahead. And Kaizer Chiefs concede for the first time at home in the Premiership this season against the side who have had a terrific record on their travels, which has not always been the case in previous seasons they've enjoyed in the top flight. So a change in fortune for them on the road since the beginning of this campaign, and it looks as though it will continue, at least based on the platform they've laid for themselves here. Great team spirit shown by Kaizer Chiefs, with the subs ushering the playing 11 down the tunnel here. Chiefs have work to do in the second half. Sekhukhune United up by a 1-0 after 45.
Galaxy A series. Awesome battery.
May fortune be in your favor with World Sports Betting Spin and Win promotion. You could drive away in one of 9 Polo Vivos and win a share of 12 million rand in instant prizes. Earn a free spin on our virtual wheel daily when you bet 5 rand or more. Visit wsb.kaizer and get spinning.
almost as if roles were swapped, wasn't it, DK? Now Chiefs were a bit overconfident of the ball.
Look, I would say the last 20 minutes or so, Chiefs tried to play the ball, especially on the right-hand side, you know, in spaces that I think they're making things difficult for themselves,
Yeah.
you know. Just try to play the ball out of those areas. But for me, I think they need to be quicker. Also, the ball being played to Marte as well. I don't blame. I mean, sometimes we have to play the ball. As a midfielder, you need to know your surroundings before the ball comes to you. So I think this also Marte as well, knowing that he has, you know, the players behind him. He needs to know that. Play the ball first time.
Donna?
And I think also, before we look at the numbers, when you're a midfielder, we know that there's an opponent coming from behind. You're passing me on the leg that an opponent is not at. And I think Masho could have played Mart on the right-hand side because the opponent was coming from the left-hand side. But you don't have to be scared to play those type of balls. Just unfortunate it was got stolen.
Yeah, unfortunate in that regard. Kaizer Chiefs with the bulk of the possession, and as far as shots on targets are concerned, they were leading in that regard for a long time before sekhukhune really finished strong in that half. I want to touch on this, DK. Certainly no surprise, unfortunately, from a Chiefs point of view, exactly when it was they conceded that goal.
No, we've seen it happen before.
Yeah.
And I think, of course, they'll go back to the changing room. It will be another concern, the coach. You know, you keep doing the same mistake, that needs to change. We will definitely see that changing in the second half. I hope Chiefs need to play the ball quicker outside of their half.
They certainly do, and trying to affect their scoreline. These are the players that Kaizer Chiefs could possibly bring into the game in that second half. From a Sekhukhune United point of view, very quickly, Donna, they are very happy with how things are at the moment.
They're very happy. I mean, they are a traveling team and they're in the lead. And I'm sure that in the second half, knowing how Brendan Tuta coaches, he'll try maybe after 10, 15 minutes to try and consolidate and have more defensively very solid. Because this win for him, if it does happen, it is a big victory for Sekhukhune.
Big victory for Sekhukhune. Still 45 minutes to go at the moment. They're halfway to making it 3 successive league victories against Kaizer Chiefs, unless Amakosi, of course, makes some changes and affect the scoreline in that second half. Once again, a reminder for all you fans that are going to be in Cape Town over the weekend, the Cape Derby will be watched by you. And if you are at the venue, you could very well walk away with 100,000 rand or
time.
Code in less time should try outsurance. Like Dana, she got more than 3 million rand cover without blood tests or medicals, so it's fast. And she's paying just 357 rand per month. Affordable too.
Amazing. So, folks, if you want affordable life cover in record time, call 08600 60,000 right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Air Biliato. Enjoy a taste of wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Air Biliato.
Biliato, a taste of wealth.
If you like nice things at a nice price, you'll love Nazo Meals. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Kaizer Chiefs have conceded at home in the league for the first time this season. Elias Mokwana scoring just shy of the interval to put the visitors Sekhukhune United ahead. Kaizer Chiefs playing their second home match at the Moses Mabhida Stadium this season. The first ending 0-0 against Chippa United. Last season they played twice here at this venue as a home match. They lost 2-1 against Chippa United, a game in which an own goal very late from Edmilson Dove proved to be the winner for the Chile boys. But prior to that, they did get a narrow victory over Richards Bay, a match in which they played about an hour with 10 men after Yusuf Mart had been sent off. As we get back up and running here at this iconic venue, Chiefs chasing again. Went behind early against Mamelodi Sundowns in the MTN 8 over the weekend. A week ago, down against Supersport United early in that game. And in neither of those instances were they able to emerge as the winners. And Sekhukhune United have started the second half strongly, already on the offensive with a corner kick to come. Five men wait in the area for Weber's delivery. It's away for Chiefs, collected here by Dupree. He's looking to feed Pule Mori. There's Mabocha, and he goes tumbling down under the challenge. Lebohang Mabocha played so much football last season for Marumo Gallants. 28 starts in the top flight and a further 11 in the CAF Confederation Cup. Here's the player who's able to put miles on his legs. In for Sipusakin TNT today. Cushion back to Gamba. Hoisted forwards, but a little aimlessly. Now one in the air. Dove. Edson Castillo. It breaks for Edmilson Dove again. This is Yusuf Mart. Frosler in space. Rui Frosler measures across from deep. And Christian Saile couldn't generate all too much power with the ball slightly behind him.
I think that these are the balls that they still want to continue doing. Could see in the first half as well, they try to play the balls inside the box, they find the header. Of course, that ball went just behind Saile there to be able to maybe compensate as well. Ben's body unable to generate enough power.
Saile again. Pulemori battling with Daniel Cardoso, but in terms of strength, it's always the centre half who's going to come up trumps there. Amabocha. Makocha. Dove gets his head on it ahead of Weber. Jamie Weber attempts to turn. Referee says play on. Wahizu dispensing this into the path of Inyuka Mobia. Good looking move for Sekhukhune. Elias Mokwana, the goal scorer. Still, the ball was available, and now Kaizer Chiefs will take it clear. Matlo. Oh, Dupree using his pace to force Daniel Cardoso into the challenge. It's a yellow card for Cardoso.
Those are the balls that Kaizer Chiefs will look dangerous, especially having Dupree with his speed. You can see that a touch there, so there was nothing that he could do there. He knew he was late, he knew that he couldn't go face to face with Dupree, but we need to see more of those balls from the Kaizer Chiefs, knowing that you do have a player of Dupree's caliber that will forever make those deep runs.
Dupree almost appeared just momentarily to take his foot off the gas and goad Cardoso into making that challenge, and I mentioned that quite remarkably across 30 league games and 5 in the cup. He didn't pick up a single yellow last season. This is his second in the DStv Premiership this campaign. Kaizer Chiefs fans have had to endure a lengthy barren spell in terms of trophies, now stretching into a 9th year. They going through a bit of a rough patch in terms of results right now. 4 winless in all competitions, 2 in the league, and both legs of the MTN 8 semi-final against Mamelodi Sundowns. It appeared as though they had turned the corner when they got their first win of the season in the league against AmaZulu, and followed that up with a victory against Stellenbosch. Bobby Motong and Kaizer Jr. watching on rather solemnly. There's still plenty of time until the final whistle.
You want them to respond, the Kaizer Chiefs. They've been dominant in the first half, conceding a goal in very critical stage of the game. They need to come back and equal the matters.
Pulemori stands over the free kick. He's swung that in and is cleared into the path here of Yusuf Mart. Has kept it alive. Sangare gets gloves on it. This is Edmilson. He's relinquished position. This is promising for sekhukhune or Hizu. A wonderful tackle from Pulemori.
That's why he's such an incredible player for Kaizer Chiefs this season. Being able to do his defensive duties as well, and on the ball attacking as well, giving them that creativity and also the amount of goals as well that he scored this season.
Well, Kaizer Chiefs in the DStv Premiership last season, on the 13 occasions where they conceded the first goal, they did come back to win twice. Sekhukhune United looking to get a cushion here. Nico Mobir has worked that in with pace. Frostler clears.
I'm not sure whether there was a cross shot from Mobir. Because you're looking at the technique that he used. But I think he was just going to use the inside foot to allow Ohizu to be able to run onto it, but also the angle as well. You know, it allows you to try something, especially when you're in the lead like they are.
Has been a long time since Kaizer Chiefs did come back in a league game to win after conceding the opener. The last time they did it was against Stellenbosch in October of last year. They eventually went on to win 3-1. They'd done it the month prior against Supersport. That's a brilliant take. Can't sort his feet out in time though, but proving to be more and more of a threat as this half wears on. Pulemori.
He's continuing the way he finished this first half. Look at the way he received the ball in between the lines. That's what you need from an attacking player.
Oh,
just unfortunate there that the ball got stuck in his feet.
A good recovery from Cardoso as well.
Yeah. It's a very strong side. Very, very strong, and cuts in very well, especially when he plays on the right hand side. I think that's why he's more dangerous, because of when he cuts in using his strength, using his body to protect the ball, he's always going to find enough midfielders there for Kaizer Chiefs to be able to play combination play with.
Mokocho. Cuts out by Dovi. He's brought down. As he looked to go gliding past Rally Boalia, the Zambian who scored the only goal of their last league match away to Royal AM. Klixler now with more ball. Milson. Castillo. Ball given away. Hizu quickly out of his feet. Kaizer now. This is Mabocha. Hizu again. Camilo Makocho. Now with Cardoso. Oh. Brendan Trutter has frustratedly flung a boot at that. A very loose pass from his captain. It's a Castillo to Matlo. Ball. Frostler into space for Saile. It's tracked by Yamba. Back to Frostler. The header clear. Daniel Cardoso wins it. This is Jamie Weber for Babino Noku. Not enough weight on that pass.
That was the transitional moment for Sekhukhune. Need to be decisive and be precise to exemplar precision on those passes, especially going forward, knowing the speed that they have, but also it still comes back to me that the pitch is so heavy, it's so thick, so it doesn't allow the ball to actually skid a little bit more faster, because as a midfielder, now you're second guessing yourself as to your passes, whether to weigh them properly, to make them stronger as well.
Matlo. Froslan is outside. He's back with George Matlo. 3 waiting inside the area. Links up with Castillo. Nicely threaded through the lines. Matlo again. Yusuf Mart on his left. Fierce hits. Flies over.
You need to try those. You look at when Kaizer Chiefs are rotating the ball, you look at how deep sekhukhune is. Very, very, very compact. Not allowing Kaizer Chiefs any space in there. But yet again, they're waiting for those crosses, knowing that you do have Tibawa, you have Cardoso as well, able to win those aerial battles. So you need to try those outside the box at least. And you know that Mart has those, has the capabilities right now.
Sekhukhune United did drop 11 points from winning positions last season. In all competitions, there were 19 instances where they scored the opening goal. Twice they went on to lose against Swallows at the very beginning of the season in the league, and then against Pirates at the very end of the season in the cup. As Badra Sangare's call is not heeded.
Dangerous he was at Supersport last season as well, aerially, and more. But today, Castillo as well was proven to be able to score goals with a header. You need to at least find something, especially when the game is tight like this, when you're playing against a team that defends in a low block like
this. Set back for Frosler. He's lifted that forward. But eludes everyone. Mart getting the better initially of Rally Boyle. Has quickly taken this free kick. Wristed towards the back post. And that one runs away from Christian Saile. That final ball is just lack quality.
Final balls, I think it's one thing that lets him down. We saw it a couple of times as well in the first half, but you can see as well the mentality is still there for Kaizer Chiefs to put the pressure there for them to get that equalizer.
Oh, given away by Sangare. Pulemori pulls the trigger. Still a chance on for Kaizer Chiefs, and it's flown in. The Glamour boys head back. Calamitous from Sangare. And it is game on at the Moses Mabhida Stadium.
Guess who touches the ball?
Yeah.
Whoever inside the box, very clever, knows when to get inside the box. Cleverly so, but also sekhukhune could have cleared the lines. I think the confidence as well. The hand confidence, the one to play the ball. It's very dangerous in that area. Pule does well to steal the ball. Look at how committed Castillo is, making sure that the ball hits the back of the net.
Well, he now has 4 goals this season, does Edson Castillo. Who rifled it towards goal, and Venezuelan who did really well to stay just onside.
So that does count as an assist.
Yeah, I put it down as an assist for Ashley Dupree, who was yet to bag an assist in the Premiership this season, came into this match having created 7 chances for his teammates, the best of any in a Kaizer Chiefs shirt this season so far, just ahead of Pule Mori.
Very clever there from Pule Mori, anticipating that ball, being able to steal it. And it's exactly what how sekhukhune as well scored the goal from Kaizer Chiefs, stealing the ball and be able to go punish. Here's Kaizer Chiefs as well doing the same thing, stealing that ball. Very clever there from Pule Mori.
When you think about the goals he scored, the winner in the MTN8 quarter-final, to put the cherry on top against Amazulu. Opened the scoring against Mamelodi Sundowns in the first leg of the semi-final. Of course, they didn't manage to advance to the final, but he laid the foundation for them to mount a very real challenge against the most dominant team in the land. And he's now gone above his tally from last season at his former club, where he netted 3 goals. Moving into space. Toko reading the situation well. It's just the second time, by the way, that Sekhukhune United have conceded on the road this season in what is their 5th away game. Done so previously in a 1-1 draw with Richards Bay. Otherwise, they kept 3 clean sheets in the 3 wins that they have on their travels. Remarkable considering that they collected 10 points from their first 4 away games this season. They only managed 11 across 15 away games in the Premiership last season. They only won twice, and one of those victories was against Kaizer Chiefs. Their victories came in successive games, successive away games in January. 1-0 against Chiefs, 1-0 against Stellenbosch. They have a real fight on their hands here, do Bobina Noko, if they want to continue this stellar run on the road. Kaizer Chiefs with a set piece to defend here. Jamie Webber, the man standing over it. Before he's able to do that, Kaizer Chiefs will be making a change. And it is Edson Castillo, the goal scorer, that will be sacrificed here. Recruited from Stellenbosch, where he had done such excellent work over the past 2 seasons. Christian Saile has also made way, and on in his place comes the 30-year-old Ranga Chivaviro. This is a 5th league appearance for Chivaviro, still looking to open his account in Chiefs colours. Recruited him on the back of all the goals he scored for Marumo Gallants last season. Hit double figures in the DStv Premiership with 10, but it was in the CAF Confederation Cup where he was particularly impressive. 8 starts, 7 goals on the continent for Chivaviro.
I think they'll be looking for this inclusion into the team. They're looking to continue with those crosses as well, because I think Cardoso at the back will be dominating aerially whenever there is a cross coming in. They didn't have an outlet in that regard, and I think that's what he brings into the team. Yet again, you do still have Dupree that will actually give you that speed going forward. And Mtetwa with his debut, I think it will be a lot of him being expected, especially playing in the deeper role, to help the team play. We know how comfortable it is on the ball and defensively as well. He bites in that midfield.
Well, he's just won it back right now, and immediately after making the tackle, he turned around and told the defenders to push up. Now, Kaizer Chiefs have an opportunity here. Aussie faithful bouncing on the grandstands. They believe, and the wind is in their sails. There's Mtetwa turning away from danger and finding Govin.
You know how consistent he is in that midfield, and it's easy going to be a crowd favorite here for Kaizer Chiefs.
That was about 11 months ago. Yeah, the last time that he played against Kaizer Chiefs, yes, Stellenbosch lost. That was towards the tail end of last month, but he ran that midfield on his own after they went down a man. It was very impressive.
Very impressive. He covers so much ground. He doesn't mind, and it's very rare to see such players who have qualities as well to play, because most of the time they have one quality is to defend, but he's so good as well on the ball, very calm, knows exactly what is it that he wants to do when he's on the ball, so it's going to be very important for Chiefs.
Okadoso is so important when it comes to set piece time, and now sekhukhune are a man light as Ashley Dupree puts it in. Last touch of a sekhukhune United head, so it will be